Peace family, Conjure Queen here. And in this segment, we're going to be talking about some tips that you can use for the new year. Now, I got some requests from people asking what are some rituals or methods that they can use to bring in good energy for 2023, because we had a pretty rough start the past couple of years. Okay, the pandemic and everything really made times hard financially for a lot of people, which is why a lot of people have participated in a prosperity ritual. And so for those who weren't able to participate in the ritual, maybe they were busy or whatever reason, I do want to give some tips to the family. So I wrote some things down. I'm going to explain it in this video, okay? So these are some things that my grandmother taught me, and a lot of my videos I talk about old Southern sayings, old Hoodoo sayings that our grandmothers, great grandmothers used to pass down to us, and a lot of that information and knowledge has gotten lost because certain information hasn't even been passed down, or maybe some people just stopped talking about it. But I want to keep that philosophy, that those spiritual principles alive, and that's why we're going to talk about some of those things in these videos and upcoming videos. So if you guys aren't already following or subscribed, then make sure that you do. Okay, so moving along, let's get to the first tip. Now, we're going to talk about the foods, okay? We're going to talk about certain rituals, practical things that you can do to bring in money, success, and wealth for the new year. Now, one of the things that my grandmother used to always teach me when I was little growing up, she says, New Year's Eve, you do not eat pork, you do not eat chicken. We only ate like fish, rice, and beans, collard greens, because these were known to be foods of abundance, right? Like beans is known to be a food that brings in abundance and energy. Like this is something that has been passed down since like our ancestors, the indigenous Native Americans. So people that may not know, my family actually are Cherokee. Our tribe is we're considered East Woodland Indians. We come from the Carolinas, okay? Now, for people that may not know, a lot of the melanated people here in North America have connections to the Native Americans, are Native Americans, okay? That's a whole nother segment talking about, the African slave trade, and a lot of us didn't come here on boats. A lot of us were already here, okay? But I digress. We'll get into that in another video. But in this video, we're going to talk about some of the old Hoodoo sayings, Native American teachings. Now, my grandmother used to always say that, corn, beans, rice, collard greens, those were known as foods of abundance to keep money and prosperity in your home. So my grandmother would tell us not to eat the other stuff, because if you eat chicken, it's a saying that you'll be pecking for money like a chicken all year long. Also, don't eat pork, because if you eat pork during New Year's, then what do pigs do? Pigs, they roll around in mud. Like you'll be snorking for money, or you'll be you'll be filthy all year round. Like pigs are known to be wallowing in filth, and it represents like poverty, lack, like really low vibrational energy, and that's not the type of energy that you want to go into in 2023. Now, I just want to make a disclaimer here. I don't really believe that the new year is January 1st. I feel like the new year actually starts in spring, right? When everything starts to spring forward. That's when everything restarts. Winter is actually kind of the dead season, when everything is sleeping. The animals go to hibernate, the birds go to the south. All types of stuff happen. Was it north or south? Wherever they go. The birds, they fly, they go where they need to go. Okay, and everything just kind of goes to sleep. The plants, the trees, everything goes to sleep, and it wakes back up in the spring. And that's what human beings are supposed to do. That's why a lot of human beings are depressed during winter, because we actually are working against our circadian rhythm, being in sync with the universe, being in sync with nature, which really is winter time. We're supposed to be hibernating like the bears. Like we're supposed to get all of our food, really just spend time with family, cuddled up, and taking that time to reflect. Now, sorry, my mind is all over the place. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you can do, like boiling cinnamon. So my grandmother had this thing, like she would boil cinnamon like while she's making the fish. Now, for people that hate the smell, like, I don't like to go outside smelling like fish, right? Like, I don't know about y'all, but whenever the family would have Friday fish fries, we would just put all of the food, like all of the clothes and stuff in one room, close the door, because like when that fish smell like get in the air, like you do not want to go outside smelling like it. So my grandmother used to boil cinnamon to kind of keep the fish smell out, but she also told me that cinnamon brings in prosperity. So she would burn or boil cinnamon, like boil the cinnamon in the water and just let the smell permeate the house. And the windows will also be open, so it's welcoming the spirits of prosperity and abundance to come in for the new year. Okay, now if you want to add a little bit of extra energy to it, you can get some cinnamon, some orange pills, and some star anise. Okay, if you can't get your hands on star anise, you could use clove. Either one is fine. If you could use both if you want to. And the smell, it smells great. I'm just going to tell you that, okay? It smells like, what is it called? Potpourri? Whatever that stuff is, they have a little package you put in the closet. That's what they have, okay? That's what it smells like. It smells so good. So you could boil that just to have your house smelling good if you got your boo coming over. But let me tell you a quick little tip, all right? If you got a man coming over for the first time, ladies, let me tell you, like, get some essential oils that smell like cake or smell like vanilla. It's something about that cakey vanilla smell, like something that smells like, if your house smells like you've been baking something, like it's an aphrodisiac to a guy, and it just makes him want to stay, right? It makes him want to just take his shoes off and just like kick up and be like, all right, you mind if I move in and keep my shoes here? It's an old saying, right? But anyway, that's a tip, okay, ladies? Now, moving on, what is it? Oh, what another thing that you can do is you can make a prosperity bowl. So a prosperity bowl, what you'll do is you'll get like a bowl made of glass or clay or something from like natural material. Try to avoid plastics and stuff like that, or aluminum. What you'll do is you'll get a big bowl and you'll fill it with uncooked rice. Okay, uncooked rice, you can put beans in there, any type of beans, pinto beans, black beans, green beans, okay, kidney beans. Beans represents prosperity. Get some coins. So I like to use the golden coins, like, you know, the little, if you go to the Oriental shops, they have like those cute little gold coins that you can put like in a little water fountains or for decorations, or sometimes the Asian people, they would tie it up like by the door to bring in money, bring in business. So you can put some of those coins in that bowl. You can also add some cinnamon sticks to activate the energy, and also add lodestone. Now, lodestone is known to be a natural magnet, okay? Like, it'll bring things, it's known to attract, to pull things, to magnetize. So symbolically, you're telling the lodestone, hey, I want you to attract more abundance into my life. 2023, this is what I want. You know, I want prosperity, abundance, fertility. Like, I want my money, my business, my home, my family to be good. Okay, you got to talk to these crystals. A lot of y'all think that you could just work with a crystal like by wearing it or having it in your pocket or your bra. No, these are, when you're working with the mineral kingdom, you have to communicate with them, right? Like, there's different kingdoms. There's the mineral kingdom, there's the plant kingdom, there's the animal kingdom, and then there's certain kingdoms in the spiritual realm where you're talking about the different hells, the different heavens, the different spiritual worlds. Like, it's levels to this, and I'll be more than happy to do videos on this. If you guys are interested in learning about this, then let me know in the comments, and I'll put a video out. Now, oh, another thing you can do is you can either add pyrite if you can get your hands on lodestone, but most botanicas have lodestone. You can even order lodestone online, and you have to feed it with magnetic sand. Okay, what else? Get some seeds of abundance. Now, in Mexico, that's what I found out about seeds of abundance when I moved to Mexico. Now, seeds of abundance is known, it's pretty much like it's a big jar of seeds. Okay, you can make it yourself. Like, they have sunflower seeds. They have the grains from like rice, corn, what's another, like the little green bean seeds. Like, it's seeds of abundance. Like, it's supposed to plant the seeds for success and wealth. So that's why you use it. You could put it in your candles. You could put it in the prosperity bowl. If you want to burn a candle for prosperity, burn a gold candle, a green candle, a red candle, or a yellow candle for the new year. Okay, and you could do this New Year's Eve. Now, if you want to get the energy started, I would say, like, make sure you clean your house, wash your laundry. You're not supposed to go into the new year with dirty clothes or dirty house. Like, make sure you throw stuff out you don't need, because you're not trying to go into the new year with old energy. Okay. What else? Also, what I like to do personally, like, the years of me going out, being drunk and stuff on New Year's Eve, I don't really do that anymore. I stopped doing that for a long time now. I don't even know the last time I did that. What I do now is I normally just take New Year's Eve, or like going into midnight, like the new year 2023. What I would do is like really just focus on the previous year that I had. So this is something that you guys can do. Take time out sometime, during New Year's Eve, and just get a pen and paper and write down, what lessons did you learn in 2022 or this year? What challenges did you face and how did you overcome them? The lessons, the blessings, the challenges, like, your achievements. Write all of this stuff down. And if you keep a journal like me, I got a journal all the way back to when I was like 8 years old, you guys. Yes, I know, crazy, right? I'm a Cancer. We tend to kind of keep track of time. But I would say go back in your journals and look at your date, the entries, and like really reflect, like read your journal, see how this year has gone for you. What can you have done differently? And apply that knowledge to the next year, to the new year, to 2023. Okay. What this does is it gets your mind in a certain frequency where it's like, okay, I'm focused. This is what I've learned. This is the tools that I've gathered this year. Now, what can I build with this? Because life doesn't give us things that we can't handle. Every challenge, every experience that we've went through or faced is preparing us for the next level. So consider this going into 2023 like graduation, right? 2022 was just like class, and we went through certain exams, midterms, and finals. And depending on how you do, if you're very insightful and you can look at what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, like what you can capitalize on what you really need to focus on, what you really need to leave alone, and even focusing and looking at your social circle, like some people cannot go with you in a new season that you're going into. Some people can't go into this new chapter. Some people are like anchors or dead weight to you, and the only reason why you're not really at where you need to be at is because you're still holding on to people that you need to cut off. Like, seriously. Sometimes life is not even about like consuming more or wanting more or attaining more. Sometimes it's really about just having less dead weight, less problems, less drama, less gossip, like less low vibrational frequency. Like, really, we're going into a 7 year, and I'm going to do another video on this, but 7 deals with a high, very spiritual number. 7 is also the number of truth. So be ready for a lot of people getting exposed. Y'all thought that the scammers and charlatans and gurus was being exposed these past 5 years? Oh, y'all ain't see nothing yet. Y'all already see these sex pedophiles getting exposed, right? Because we're entering into the 7-year energy. We're hearing about Balenciaga. We're hearing about, I just seen something on Instagram, like some people got locked up for human trafficking. It's a lot of stuff that's been going on in the industry, especially a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these powerful politicians and elite. They are behind some crazy stuff, bro. Okay, stuff that I probably can't even talk about on this platform because I will be censored or banned or demonetized. Y'all already know how that goes. So that's why all my uncensored content goes on the Patreon, goes in the Facebook group. Okay, it goes on the YouTube membership platform. Because I'm not getting banned. Okay, enough of my videos got deleted. Y'all already know, if y'all been following me for a minute, y'all know they deleted mad of my videos. The good ones too, okay? But I digress. So I think that's pretty much the tips that I have for you as far as bringing in good energy for the new year and things to avoid, okay? Now, do anybody have any questions before I go? Seven is going to be a powerful 7 year, okay? The year of revealing. We're also entering into higher dimensions. When you enter into a higher dimension, like we always hear these spiritual people on YouTube saying, we're entering into the 5th dimension. We're entering into the 9th dimension. We're entering into a new dimension. And it's like, nobody ever asks like, yo, what the hell are you talking about? Like, what do you mean we're entering into a new dimension? I still feel like I'm in this physical reality. I still feel like I'm in this physical body. So what are you talking about, bruh? I'm explaining to you, okay, really quickly, because dimensions can get complicated, but I like to simplify things to where a 3-year-old can understand me. Basically, what a dimension is when you enter into a new dimension, what's really happening is that your mind, the frequency of your mind is shifting to a higher level. The universe is mental, all is mind. If you have not read The Kabbalion, please read that book, The Kabbalion. I also have it on my Amazon book list, okay? Now, read the Kabbalion. It talks about the 7 universal principles, or the 7 hermetic or kemetic principles. These principles apply to every single spiritual path you can think of. There's a universal. This is why I like it, because it can be applied to anything. It could be applied to science, to spirituality, to practical life matters. Once you memorize these 7 principles, pretty much everything else will start to make sense to you. This is like the foundations of learning about metaphysics, the occult, and spirituality, knowing these 7 universal principles. The universe is mental, all is mind. So if the universe is mental and everything that we see and we create is just a replica of what's already projected in our mind, then when we shift our consciousness and the vibration and frequency of our mind, then our world on the outside also changes. Because think about it. If you're a toxic person, if you have a toxic mindset, then you're going to attract a toxic love, toxic friendships, toxic jobs, toxic relationships, a toxic clique or a toxic group of people, social circle, because everything around you, everything that you have is a reflection of you and your mind. That's why I say, yo, show me, like, if all I got to do is see the type of people you hang around, I got to come to your house, see how you living, it tells me enough about you. If you got a dirty ass house, that says a lot about where your mindset is. A lot of people who have really cluttered, like y'all seen that show Hoarders, that is a mental illness. That's people who's not right mentally, and they need either going through depression, they going through something, because nobody that is of sane mentality going to live like that. Okay. So, with that being said, anybody who is vibrating on a high frequency is not going to subject themselves to low vibrational thinking or low vibrational situations or people, because you've worked on yourself too much to allow low vibrational things to stop you from growing. Okay, so ultimately, dimensions just mean your mind shifting to a different level. Your mind is you're probably on a different frequency than when you was 5 or 10 years ago. And if you don't shift your mind, or if you don't grow mentally, then what happens is your body ends up maturing, but you're still repeating the same life over and over again. Anybody in here know somebody that's probably, maybe you guys grew up with them, maybe y'all were childhood friends or neighbors, and you probably link up with this person like 10, 20 years, down the line. And this person is still exactly the same of how you left them. That means that this person has not done any growth, and they're still the same exact teenager or preteen or however old they was when you met them or left them. They still the same person in their mind. And what the problem is now, the reason why we have all these unhealthy relationships is because we now have, 5-year-olds and 13-year-olds and 8-year-olds living in grown-ass bodies. And so now when people get mad, pay attention, because when somebody is acting out, it's their 8-year-old self that's having a panic attack or having a tantrum. It's the 8-year-old that's screaming out. It's not even an adult anymore that you're talking to. Crazy. Hello? Right? Hello? So if you think that's what it will be. Hey, I finally caught my... Zuby, you funny. Oh yeah, guys, listen, if you want readings, if you want spiritual readings, my availability is going to open up next week. So I'm not doing any, I'm booked up today, tomorrow, the weekend, I'm booked up, but my availability will open up next week. And if you have questions, feel free to email me or DM me. But that's what I wanted to pretty much share with you guys. I hope that, I didn't really see any questions about the new year. So, if I didn't get to your question, feel free to drop it in the comments. Also, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. And also follow and subscribe, because I'm going to post this on the YouTube after this. But if I don't post a video or talk to you guys, I'll see you guys until the new year. Happy New Year. Happy 2023, actually, right? It's not the new year yet until March. But however you decide to bring in the new year, the new 2023, may it be filled with blessings. May this new year be filled with positive energy, prosperity, good fortune, love, everything good that you deserve. I hope that everybody that's watching this, like, you really, the seeds that you've planted, I hope that you enjoy the fruits of your labor. 2023 is about enjoying the fruits of your labor. It's about really enjoying the spiritual journey, enjoying everything that you've planted. Like, you deserve this. You worked hard. It's like the Seven of Disc and the tarot card. It's like finally enjoying the harvest. Feel me? So yeah, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Conjure Queen signing out. Peace.